everyone. Welcome to Swarajya Direct Line, and today we are here to discuss about the Pulitzer Prizes that were announced last night, and I have my colleague senior editor Tushar Gupta who will tell us more about these prizes and their background and history. So Tushar.
Hey Nishtha, hi. So the Pulitzer Feature Photography Awards given out annually. This year the awards were in special focus in India because three photographers, C. Anand, Mukhtar Khan and Dar Yassin of the Associated Press were given awards for their photography in Kashmir. Now the photography they did actually captured the Kashmiri population after the Article 370 was removed in August 2019. And in the words of the CEO of the Associated Press, they were supposed to highlight the plight of the Kashmiri population there. So yes, there was a lot of outrage about it, as we'll be discussing further.
So Tushar, that is about Kashmir, so what kind of images were there who were given the award?
So I have some images with me. I'm looking at them one by one, a few of them. So the first one was of a building where militants had suspected to take refuge during a gun battle in Pulwama. Now this first image, it shows as if the Indian army is actually on some sort of an assassination mission against innocent Kashmiris. If I go on second image, it's just clicked on August 6, 2019, which is when the lockdown came into place in Kashmir after the Article 370 was cancelled. Right? So it's made to show as if the Indian army has some sort of an illegal occupation of the state, which when it's clearly not the case. I'll take another image into account here. There's an image of an Indian paramilitary soldier stands as a guard as Kashmiri population offers its prayers. Now again, these images give a very narrow story to the entire perspective. I'll come to that. And one more image, which is the image that has been causing all the outrages of a protest and a poster in it which says we dream of an independent Kashmir. Now this is where the problem is. These images, they do not tell the complete story of Kashmir. You have images which tend to narrate a very single narrative, such that the Indian army is illegally occupying the state, the locals over there are under some sort of dictatorship of sorts, which is somehow directly controlled by the central government in India. So this is the incorrect message the feature this photography is trying to give out.
Oh, so from these images, can we conclude that Pulitzer has gone political?
Well, I think they have. This time they have, but this is not the first time. In the past, the photographers have captured some brilliant photography which has been awarded. It has captured the Yemen civil war and the resultant famine from that. It has captured the plight of the Rohingyas in Myanmar. It has captured a lot of political events, the Chicago bombings and so on. But here's an interesting thing. Between 2003 and 2015, when the US occupation in Iraq was at its peak, we do not see any images of US soldiers and the atrocities in Iraq. As it later turned out, the entire US invasion of Iraq was based on failed intelligence. We do not see any such pics, but instead we see pics which put US in a good light. So the correct story, the politicization of this award has been long happening. It's just reached the Indian doorstep first. Second thing, what has been very outrageous about this photography, it calls Kashmir as Indian occupied Kashmir or Indian administered Kashmir and Pakistan occupied or Pakistan administered Kashmir. Now this is not new, Nishtha. People might feel that Associated Press has done that. This is not new. The New York Times often does that, and our Prime Minister writes columns in that newspaper on Gandhi Jayanti. So yes, the politicization of Pulitzer has been happening for long. It's just that it's hit the Indian shows this time.
But we have also seen political leaders like Rahul Gandhi and Umar Abdullah are appreciating and congratulating the winners. So what does this symbolize?
Yes, this is a very interesting part, and this is where I think every Indian party or population, the entire population, should take note. The photography, of course, it's a critical element of the freedom of free speech and expression. So it's okay. The photographers captured what they wanted to. But to endorse for the leader of a national party, even though they've been reduced to double digits in the parliament, but even then it's a national party, one of the oldest parties of India, to say that yes, it's correctly captured the image of Kashmir. What is Rahul Gandhi really trying to endorse? Is he trying to endorse the idea of a free and independent Kashmir? Because that would be playing right into the hands of the separatists that have been operating there since independence. Omar Abdullah, I can understand because more or less he's been advocating for these separatists long before this featured photography came into play. Rahul Gandhi's tweet appreciating the photographers, I could have understood if the tweet was meant to appreciate the photography, to show, even if an incomplete story, but a side of the story. But to say that this is what the Kashmir story is, it's not very, it doesn't show the party in the correct light. So that's what's really disturbing.
Yes, so personally, I feel outraged from these images. Can a common Indian should be outraged?
Of course, well, see, as Kashmir is an integral part of India, it's not even debatable. When Article 370 was taken away, the independence of Kashmir wasn't taken away. I mean, the kind of narrative that was built around that Kashmir's independence is being taken away, the people there will be under immense scrutiny, a dictatorship, and all sorts of lies were peddled on national and international media. 7 to 8 months later, we have seen nothing like that. The Kashmir is moving towards being a progressive state like other states in India. So to say that, oh, this is the plight of Kashmir, a free and independent Kashmir is warranted, every Indian should be outraged. More outraged they should be about how Kashmir is defined in international media. It's high time the ministries, the relevant ministries in India take note that you cannot no longer go about calling Kashmir as India administrated Kashmir. Kashmir is an integral part of India. There's no debate about that. There should be no qualms about that.
Thanks, Tushar, for your insights on politicization of Pulitzer Prize and stay connected to Swaraj.
Thanks, Nishka.